Hello friends, welcome to It is IT. In today's video, we are going to talk about text to column options present in Microsoft Excel. We are going to cover what are the different types of text to column and how many different ways we can use it and what all different options are there and how we can implement for our requirement. So let's get started. So for example, you have information given to you like this and you want to put it in a tabular format. So the data that you see here is basically raw data. So there is no separation, there are no columns, no cells whatsoever. So if we want to put this information into Excel, it will not split the data as per our requirement automatically. We would have to do some kind of data manipulations to make them representable and understandable. Pin codes that you see here, do not worry about them. They are not the exact pin codes. I have just made them up for this tutorial. So for example, this is the information, this is the raw data that I want to put in a tabular format, and I want first column to have all the city names, the next column to have all the states, and the third column to have all the pin codes. If I simply copy and paste this into Excel, it will be pasted like this. But my requirement was having Hyderabad here, Telangana here, and pin code here. So if you want to do it, however, you can do it like you can manually type it saying that Hyderabad, Telangana, and the pin code was 5 lakhs 9 or 10, whatever. Okay, I can put this and each record will take hardly maybe 30 seconds to 1 minute, not more than that, correct? And I have like 10 records here, it will take hardly 5 or 6 minutes for me to complete it. I agree. But imagine if you have information like with 2000 records or 10,000 records, this manual typing work is gonna take forever for you to complete. This is a set of information that I wanted to split, right? So what I need to do is just select all of that. If you want to do on single cell, you can do it on single cell, but you can do for all of them at a time as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all of them. Now you need to go to data, and in data you have this option called text to columns. Just click on that and there will be a pop-up. Now as per this pop-up, you have three steps totally. Each step has different set of functionalities that you need to select. So on this first page you have operations that you want to do. So the first one is delimited operation, the second one is the fixed width. We will come to fixed width again. For now, we will start with delimited. So delimited means like characters such as commas or tabs separate each cell. Click on next. Then on the next page, you have options like these. So by default, there are four delimiters which are given to us like tab, semicolon, comma, and space. So whichever is applicable to your data, you can just put it that way. So if you look at your data, so here we have Hyderabad, comma, space, Telangana, comma, space, and 5 lakhs 9. So each of the data is separated by comma and there is a space in between. So what I can do, because comma and space both are by default given to me, I can simply click on, maybe I can just click on space first. So if I click on space, you can see that the space is before the information is removed and the data is starting from the very first character. But in this, you can still see the commas, right? So if I click on comma as well, that will also be gone. Now, instead of selecting space, if I simply give comma, the comma will be taken as a delimiter, as a single delimiter, and then the spaces will be there as is, right? So I am selecting space as well. Now the information is looking good to me, right? So using this data preview section, you can look at your data manipulation. And if you think that whatever is the result, you are satisfied with that, then you can just complete your functionality. Now, for example, if in this data, we didn't have comma, instead we have maybe hash. So what you can do, instead of, having comma, you can click on others and you can type hash. And if it had hash, it would have taken it. Let me show you one example. So here what we are going to do, we say Hyderabad hash Telangana hash pin code. So we'll just take this one cell. So in this cell, the delimiter here for us is hash. So what we're going to do now, select this, go to data to columns, delimited. Now here we are going to remove this stuff, and then in other I have already typed hash. So you can see that it has taken hash as a delimiter and it has put Hyderabad in A1, A2 cell. Telangana in B2 cell, and pin code in the C2 cell. Now, since I'm satisfied with this information, I'll just say next and finish. Now you can see the information is split in three different cells. Now let's go back to our previous example and let's select all of this information. Go to data, text to columns, delimited, and now this is not our delimiter. I'm going to remove it. I'll just say space and comma. Now this is the information that I wanted. I'm happy with the second step. Now I'll go to the third step. In this third step, you have another task to do. For example, you have like maybe 10 or 20 columns. Each of that column represent different information. By default, everything will given as general. You can leave it as is. But if you want to change the data type, you can select from text, date, and do not import is a different thing. I'll tell you that. So you can either leave it as general, or you can move it to text part, or you can move it to date if it is applicable. Okay. So, and in the date as well, you can select the format that you want. Okay. So I'll just leave it at general, all of them. So for each column, whichever column you want to change the data type, you need to just select it and change the data type. Okay. Now this last option, do not import column. So for example, you wanted to split some information which is resulting in 10 columns, out of which 2 or 3 columns are not required for you. So if you click on do not import column, when we import this information, this column will be skipped. So let me show you that example. Now you can see that the city and state are imported, but the pin code is not imported because we selected that as do not import. I'll just go back to that example and I will see. Now I will not select do not import. I'll just leave it as is and then I'll say finish. Now before doing the finish, there is one more option that you have here. I've like Excel is like very versatile. It gives you a lot of options to, check from. Sometimes it is confusing, but sometimes it is very, very helpful. So now when I imported the information earlier, the data was starting from the A2 cell itself, if you remember, right? Now let me show you. When I say finish, it will simply convert this data starting from A2 itself, from the very cell on which the information was present. But instead, I want to retain this column and I want this information to be pasted at a different location. So what I need to do, I can simply, you see this upside arrow, this is the destination, right? You can just click on that. Here you can see $A, $2. That means column A and row 2. So you can just click on this up symbol. Now it is minimized. Now you can select where you want to start your information. So for example, I want to start from here. So now the destination is changed to B2. Now again click on the down arrow. Now click on finish. So as you can see, my original information is still here and the converted information is pasted here, right? So that is also one of the option that we have. So with that, we have covered all the things related to the first one. Now I'm going to show you the next option, the fixed width. Now what is fixed width? Now fixed width is something where you know what is your information. For example, this is my raw data. This is a college record. So it says L22 EC 920. So L22 means the lateral entry 22 2022 year. EC is the branch and then followed by the roll number. So I want to split this into like year, branch, and ID. So now if I want to split it, there is no delimiter, right? I do not have any delimiter that I can give here. So how I can split it? I'll tell you why we cannot do delimited here, because there is no comma, there is no semicolon, there is no tab. And if I want to go to other option and I want to give something, what will I give? For example, I'm giving E. Now you can see that in the information, the E is gone completely. Basically, the delimiter vanishes. The delimiter is taken as one of the cutoff and that delimiter itself is deleted. So this approach will not work for my information here. So for my data, this is not applicable. So what I can do, I can just see fixed width, go to next. Now here you can create as many columns as you wish. All you need to do is go to the position where you want your data to be split, just click there. As soon as you click there, you will see one arrow. If you don't want this, or you want to move it somewhere, just long press and then drag it. You can do that. Or if you want to delete it altogether, just double click, it will be gone. Okay, so now as per my requirement, I want this data to be split from like L22 will be my first split, and at the end of EC will be my second split. So I want this information to be split into three columns, that's all. Then I'll say next, and here again the same thing that we discussed earlier. What will be the column data format that we can select as per our requirement, and this is the destination where we want it to be pasted. So for example, I want to paste this information starting from here, so I'll just click B24 and then I'll say finish, and this is my data now. That's all. So I hope that this little tutorial was useful and you were able to understand. And if you have any questions or queries, please do post them in the comment section. I would love to answer them. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Please subscribe to our channel to support us, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.